Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Caffeine doesn't have to be bitter or boring anymore. 5-Hour Energy Shots are bringing the flavor and energy.
We're on the air.
102.10 with
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
We're on the air.
102.10 with
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
Answers, Clarence.
Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to
Lion Man 5.
It's Live at 5, and it's brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. And now, your host for Live at 5, Stephen A. Turner.
What's up and welcome to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, dedicated to you, committed to justice. That's FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner here in the Floor Concept Studios. Will be joined shortly by Coach Vic Evans. There he is.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix the camera. Something's up with the camera.
You got to get these ugly mugs on the air here, courtesy of Legendary Pool and Spa out there on YouTube. And we got a little bit of the details, so we'll talk to Paul about that to open the show tomorrow. Maybe Kentucky Wesleyan, Panther tomorrow for, Wesleyan Wednesday.
Be a busy Wednesday.
Yeah, and then we'll have Above All Roofing, True or False. Maybe a little bit of high school football fantasy leaders. That'll be on tomorrow's show. But what you should know is that today, if you've been listening to the game at all, you know that playoff baseball is upon us.
It is upon us.
We're already 2 games in.
It is absolutely upon us, and they've been great games. I mean, you had, Cleveland and Detroit. Scooble was unreal. How about down a run in the 9th, man at third, nobody out, and you get out of it. And then the Cubs. And I don't know if you were listening to the game, but I hadn't have it on in my office as I'm working. And
here and there, I did. Yeah.
Well, the Cubs were down 1-0, and they got into the Padres bullpen, which is the best bullpen in baseball. And the color guy, I don't remember who it was, so I really wasn't. I was just listening to him. He was like, with this Padre, bullpen, you're not going to get 3 or 4 hits in a row. You're going to have to hit a couple bombs. Literally 2 pitches later, they go back to back.
Yeah, back-to-back homers. It kind of set the tone there, and it's a good day for a Cubs fan, and then get that big win in the postseason. Of course, the Tigers come in. It's funny how playoff baseball is like a hard reset. I don't care how good you're playing, how good of 162 games you have had. Literally, it's a brand new season.
It is.
And anything you've known about baseball up until this point, you just literally take it, water it up, throw it in the trash, and it's a brand new season, which, because you look at the Tigers, they come in, they're like on this epic slide. The Guardians are surging. They steal the division from them at the last minute, and then they get stuck playing each other. And the Tigers, of course, anytime you got Scooble on the mound.
I was going to say, there's 2 things. One, this is no big deal. This was a must-win, I thought, for the Tigers because you had Scooble on the mound. And you're Cleveland. You've been playing with your backs against the wall for the last, month and a half?
Yeah.
So it's no big. I thought this was a bigger game for the Tigers than it was the Guardians.
Yeah.
Because of Scooble being on the mound. Just like tonight, I do think that this is probably a bigger game for the Red Sox with Crochet on the mound. Even though the Yankees have Fried, he led the majors in wins, which I know nobody worries about wins anymore, but I still want pitchers to have wins. Like, I get so tired of these Cy Youngs where they're like, well, he had his ERA was this, he was this, but yeah, he had 8 wins. Like Fried won 19 games. But I know the game's changed. But I do think it was huge also for the Cubs to get that home win. And I think it sets
the tone. The game 1 really set, especially in a short series.
Yeah, it's a 3-game
series. It sets the tone out of the gate. I think for Detroit, though, they needed it for Scooble, but the Guardians still very much alive. I think this is a much bigger win for the Cubs.
I think so, too.
In the sense that you can put this thing away.
Without a doubt.
One more game, and you're at home, and crazy atmosphere. Tell you what, ESPN, today, I saw the home runs from the Cubs. The first one, which really brought the crowd. Just the enormous roar, and then ESPN just cuts the crowd noise like midway through the bases. Like that's
on the
broadcast,
television,
not
or
on
the
radio. I just saw the replay. Phillies fans were complaining about it. Like ESPN,
it must be on the television broadcast.
Because literally, I'm sitting there.
Well, I think the Cubs game though was on ABC. I know it's run by ESPN.
It's ESPN.
Yeah,
it's ESPN's broadcast. It was. the Wrigley Field crowd like
going nuts,
game tying homer in the postseason, and the guy's rounding first base, and you cut the crowd noise.
No, let it play
like
out.
I'll tell you this morning, I've been on the fence because I'm gonna be honest, this trip to Philly is gonna cost. It's gonna be costly. So I go back and forth on it a million times. I'm like, all right, if they select me for the lottery, I'm probably gonna go. If they don't, I probably won't. And this morning, just randomly, I see a Bryce Harper postseason home run pop up, and I see the reaction of that crowd, and I was like,
what was that, like 2 years ago where he hit the home run? Though they just went absolutely bananas.
2 to 3 years. I mean, last year they didn't do anything. The Mets kind of owned them, but
I think it was 2 years ago. He
had the big one against the Braves. He had one against the Padres to put him in the World Series.
Then the
one I saw was the one against the Braves against Strider. And I mean, it was just, pandemonium. And so like immediately I'm like, all right, I'm going. Like, where's the hotel at? We get a walking distance. What are we going to do here with the trip? And so the crowd noise alone sold me on buying tickets to go to Citizens Bank on Monday. We'll see if it ends up working out. But, I want it to work out. I mean, I'm going to be honest, seeing those clips. And so that all circles back to my point. Baseball, this is your strong suit. Let's not limit it.
Right.
The crowd at Wrigley, I was there. I was a part of it earlier this year in a non-playoff atmosphere. It was an incredible game when they lost. And so, I can imagine today that place going absolutely bonkers.
One of the best clips I've seen out there ever, it was done, by a friend of the show, Brittany Mollis, now Brittany Cunningham, and she just got married.
Congratulations.
But, she was there for the Indians when they hit the Grand Slam, and they were filming that, with her husband, who now, he works for ESPN in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And when she put that on Twitter and Instagram, that was unbelievable. I mean, it was pandemonium.
Yeah.
Let it play out. Like, don't step on it. Just let it play out.
Just need a little bit of that atmosphere.
Yeah.
Just to be a part of that. I don't care if I'm in the very last row, in the very top of the stadium. I just want to be in there to feel that energy.
Well, when Catholic wins the state title this year, you'll feel that energy in the press box.
From the Kroger Field press box. We'll get to Kroger Field in a second because I do have another little UK tidbit. I know we've beat this dead horse that is Mark Stoops to death. I do have a different view of it here. I want to throw it at you in a minute. We also have the Owensboro Health Top 10.
Yes.
We have a lot of Player of the Week to give away and a little NFL in the back half to cap off the show today. Don't forget, we will have Boston, New York. We'll cut right in out of live at 5.
First pitch is at 5:08. So when we go out, I'm feeling a little better. Still
not health wise.
Oh, okay.
You sound better.
I'm
a little less
getting there.
coughing. I'm talking about the Yankees, though. How you feeling about the Yankees taking on the Red Sox?
Here's the thing: if you could play anybody in the postseason, the one team I don't like to play is the Red Sox because
they should have got it done. They should have.
They won out, but the Blue Jays kept winning too. So
That's true.
No, you didn't play well all year long games against the Blue Jays. I mean, the Red Sox. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. The Red Sox early in the year completely owned the Yankees. They win like 10 of the first 11. Now, this is a different Yankee team.
To start the show, this is a whole new season.
The Yankees are
get rid of it.
Playing well. Rice, Judge, who is the MVP, and it's not close.
Not close.
It is not close. I'm sorry.
It's a good story with Cal, but yeah, no. The numbers kind of speak for themselves.
They do.
Just is what
they
it
absolutely
is.
do. And I'm not even a big WAR guy. I'm just looking at the other numbers. I mean, look at
the OPS.
Not just the on base percentage, the slugging percentage, 54 home runs. He wins a batting title, becomes the first guy since 1956 to win a batting title and hit 50 home runs. He also missed 3 weeks?
Yeah, he missed a good stretch.
So I mean, he was still
he
hit
came
60.
right back.
Yeah,
man,
I mean,
fire.
the dude is the MVP. It's not close. I think the Yankees win.
But hold on, before you move on from Judge, he's the MVP of the regular season.
Yes,
but we need to see that regular season Judge in the postseason.
Yeah, we never have.
I mean, he
now the votes are already in. The votes are in.
It doesn't matter about MVP. I'm talking about to win games in the postseason. They need Judge to be Judge.
Yes.
And he hasn't necessarily risen to the occasion in the postseason. It's a big spotlight on him. And the Yankees, I think, to win this series, they're going to need Aaron Judge to be Aaron Judge.
Well, there's two guys, and then they got the Yankee killer, Giancarlo Stanton, who under the radar has had a really nice year after missing like the first half of the year.
Carried that postseason into the IR, and then he came right off the IL, I should say, and comes right off that and picks right up.
And then also, I know I wasn't a big fan when they signed, some of the signings they made, but there's some guys that had a big year. I really thought they overpaid too much, for a couple of their guys. Ben Rice has had a monster year.
Yeah, he's been great.
And so I like this Yankee team, but yeah, I think Judge has to be Judge. I don't think the Red Sox, I think there are going to be a lot of times where they're going to pitch around him. You know, I'm curious to see what they do with the lineup, especially tonight with Crochet on the mound, you know, who hits behind Judge. You know, Yankees love to go left, right, left, right, left,
Bellinger.
right. Is it
Goldschmidt,
See,
Bellinger, or Goldschmidt, Judge, Bellinger,
This
Stanton.
is what I don't like about this is because with Crochet on the mound, who's lefty, in big spots in the 4th, 5th, or 6th inning, why would you pitch to Judge? You would just go get Bellinger.
Yeah, I mean, Bellinger.
He's had a big year, though, for him. I will say that.
Stanton's
he's hit
behind
lefties well.
him, so
I know, but
you got a little protection. But
I know why teams do it because it becomes such a bullpen game to go left, right, left, right. But when you're facing Crochet, you figure he's going to give you 7 or 8. Load that lineup with the right-handers up there at the top.
tell you the guy that for me that's kind of been the guy is Grisham.
Oh, he's had an unbelievable. I mean, listen. I would have told you at the start of the year. I would have told you at the start of the year. There's no way you can win with Trish Grisham being an everyday player, and what a monster year he has had.
Yeah, and then for Brad out there, because you got you're the Yankees guy, and of course Riley is ate up with the Yankees and Wes Prater, and I'm surrounded by Yankees. And I like the Yankees, to be clear, but on the other side you got Brad Payne. Who's
this is a guy that's made bad choices all his life, other than Natalie Pyers. That's it. I mean, every other choice he's made has been horrendous. Louisville. Yeah. The Red Sox. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I feel like these early series, these 3-game series, really set the tone for the postseason. Before we move on from MLB, which is interesting, we don't normally start with baseball, but man, playoff baseball is just different.
How about the Reds? We got to talk a little bit Reds.
The Reds are in the postseason. The Mets are not, which makes my day.
Yes,
and then they're at the Dodgers now. The Phillies do get the winner of this series, but. I mean, I'm gonna be cheering for the Reds. I mean, I say that the Reds are the Reds and the Yankees are the only two teams that have winning records against the Phillies,
right?
The postseason teams, and they've kind of owned the Phillies a little bit. So, I mean, I don't know how much I'm really cheering. I'm just kind of going to watch this from a bystander. But for Reds fans out there who've been shortchanged by cheap ownership and just mediocre baseball, I'm cheering for the Reds.
This is the first time in the playoffs in a long time. I know you made it during COVID, but throw that out. It's the COVID season. I think this is the first time since when they got no hit by Roy Halladay.
Yeah.
Listen, do they have a shot? Can Ellie lead the Reds to an upset?
I'm envisioning this with the Reds winning against the Dodgers, and I'm at Game 2 at Citizens Bank on Monday, and I'm back at Great American Ballpark on Wednesday for Game 3. It's kind of what I'm thinking.
There you go. I mean, you look at it. I've said all along, and jokingly, Matt Jones goes on a safari, and the UK goes to the College World Series.
Yeah.
Misses all that, and then he goes to a safari. Now the Reds make the playoffs. Maybe if they send Matt Jones to the moon, the Reds would get to the World Series. Who knows?
I'll vote for that. Not to the World Series.
But I mean,
not to the World Series. Not at my expense.
I don't see it. I don't see a path. But it's 3 games. It's 3 games. That's the thing about being. Oh yeah. That's the thing about not getting the
and their
bye.
Starting pitching is good.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a real opportunity.
Who's going for them tonight? Do you know?
I can let you know. I believe
Green.
It's Green. Yeah.
Hunter Green.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's good enough
for the Dodgers. He's good enough to win. And the thing about Blake
got a 2.76 ERA.
The great thing about Blake Snell, he's either going to give you like 5 dominant innings, are going to take him out, or you're going to light him up. I mean, there's no in between.
The Phillies have had some success against Blake Snell in the postseason, but this is much like here's the thing. I'm just going to set the stage as a fan. This is very much like going into the Vikings week 1 with my expectations way too high. You look around, man, and everyone's picking the Phillies to win the World Series. Everyone.
I will say this.
My expectations is World Series, or I'm going to be crushed. And so I'm just setting myself up for another crushing defeat.
I will say this. I do think from top to bottom, with all the injuries the Dodgers have had, I mean, the Dodgers have no bullpen. I mean, they can start pitchers and move them out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
I think top to bottom, the team with the fewest weaknesses are the Phillies. But in baseball,
it's playoff.
Throw that out.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're the best. I think, and that's even with Wheeler on the shelf. You got to remember.
Oh, I know.
One of the best pitchers in baseball.
Look at the teams that have won the World Series. That if you looked at it really truly weren't overall the best teams, and you can go all the way back.
Gosh,
The '96 Yankees. That when they beat the Braves, they weren't the best team in baseball.
Last
there
year,
were quite a few Braves teams that were built for the postseason, were built for the regular season, not the postseason. If you played, they were the best team in baseball, but the playoff baseball
just
is
two years
different.
ago. Yeah.
Two things you have to have to win in playoff baseball: power pitching, because you got to strike people out. You got to be able to get out of man at third, nobody out jams.
Yeah.
And you got to hit the ball out of the ballpark consistently, because you're facing the best teams, the best pitchers. You're not going to put 4 and 5 hits together. It's a lot of bloop and a blast.
Yeah, and big 2-out hits. Big
huge.
2-out hits. Just like we talked about in the third region baseball tournament. It's every level of baseball. Those 2-out hits are huge. Looking forward to the postseason. Yankees put a 0 up there in the top of the first inning against the Red Sox, heading to the bottom of the frame. Before we move on, and I don't want to spend a ton of time on this because we beat this Stoops discussion to death. Obviously, I don't think there's very many folks on the Stoops wagon wanting him to stay. It's a matter of wanting to turn the page, and we're talking about not being able to pay a buyout. But what sparked this is I saw an article on WildcatBlueNation.com, so I wanted to give them a shout out where I saw the article that kind of matches what I said. People keep talking about they can't afford the buyout. They're not going to pay this buyout. They can't afford the buyout. And the article is they can't afford not to.
100%.
Because you look at the donations, the tickets, the merch sales, it pales in comparison to $35 to $40 million.
It does.
It pales in comparison. But so that's beating a dead horse.
Think about this. You put 50,000 people in Kroger who bought tickets. What do you think they smell? Like, it's like $8 for a beer. How many beer? I mean, they were talking about that. What was it when they even took it as like test run? It was like $3 million. The first test run is probably more than that. Like, you cannot afford to.
You're doing. I saw it in the article. It said that they were sending out surveys to fans to see how they can improve the Kroger Field fan experience. And the school was looking to spend about $35 million on it. There's your buyout.
Well, the one thing is it comes from different funds.
I can tell you what could improve the experience at Kroger is better football.
Right, you're 2-11 and you're 2-12 in your last 14 SEC home games. And I will say this,
that it comes from different places, but
I will say this: if you look at it, when they've moved the athletic department now over to that LLC. They have the ability to write things off now. So I think moving
it to write off his buyout.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think you can move some money around. Yeah. It's a little different than whenever you're under the umbrella of the University of Kentucky. Yeah. The athletic department is no longer under that umbrella and has different rules.
Now, all that to get in is that why is Mitch Barnhart safe from all criticism?
No, it's not that he is safe. No, see.
Why is he not? I've not heard it. Everybody talks about Stoops. Why are we not talking about Barnhart?
No, I think.
What's Barnhart done?
Well, first of all, I'll say what he's done. If you look at every program outside of football, like we call them the Olympic program. I call them the Olympic sports.
Okay, you're not putting basketball in that mix?
Let me get to it yet, okay? Every one of those programs are right now probably better than UK's ever had, ever. Without a doubt. Okay. Baseball, best it's been. Softball.
Don't pay any bills.
I know, but let me get there. I'm working my way. All right. Now, I think what we've learned is you can't let Mitch, no matter what, ever go out and give away 2 contracts that are lifetime contracts with monster buyouts. We learned with Cal and got lucky. Now we're being bit in the rear end here. So once you can get past this, I think you got to look at Mitch a little bit. Now, Mitch is only going to be there another couple of years. It's not like, and I think what UK is going to do is let him retire when he's ready to retire, because it's not going to be much longer. He's talked about that.
So if let's just say they.
But even if you were to fire Mitch right now and you're still stuck with Stoops, what did it change? Nothing.
He made a bad decision here. I mean, it's like the football program is stuck in the mud, not going anywhere because of a decision that he made.
Right.
And to me, that's one of the biggest money making programs that is your bell cow outside of basketball. Obviously, bell cow's the basketball. And that's been stuck in the mud for a decade. So I get Pope's there, and that was a great move. Mm-hmm. We think.
Right, we say
it's a great move on the surface. It's a great move for PR. Is it a great move for wins and losses for the Kentucky basketball program? That's yet to be seen.
It's yet to be seen. I will still give him an A for season 1, and that we'll see.
I'll give Pope an A. Yeah.
The point I'm making, though, is, and I have no problem criticizing Mitch. The problem is, you still have to fix, like, you can't get rid of both of them at the same time. If $38 million is too much to buy out, I don't know what Mitch's is.
Well,
you got to take the one. Stoops has to go first.
I'm not necessarily saying we have to get rid of him, but I'm saying, like, Barnhart seems like he's got this armor on where he's like invincible against any criticism. Like, I don't hear a ton of criticism on Barnhart.
Well, there are spaces out there that would rather say, "Hey, we can't afford to get rid of Stoops. We should be firing Barnhart for the contracts." The problem is firing Barnhart right now doesn't fix the problem you got with football.
He had two really. Cal did him a massive favor.
Yes, he got saved.
Massive favor.
He got saved
because if Cal's still there today, if Cal doesn't just voluntarily walk away, then it's big time on Barnhart. Like, it's as bad as it's been. He
didn't voluntarily walk away. Cal tried to force Barnhart into a couple things and thought the fan base would rally around him because they didn't want him to leave. Cal really misread the room.
I think he's fortunate. I think he's
100%.
very fortunate
100%.
on how Cal played out. For me, the last question, then we got to go. We got to get to the Owensboro Health Top 10. Would you feel comfortable if Stoops leaves the program at the end of the year? I don't care how it's done. Mm-hmm. There's a coaching search. Mm-hmm. You're confident that Barnhart will get the job done and get the right guy for the job?
Yes, I think so.
A level of confidence from 1 to 100%.
75, 80.
I think I'm more in the 40 range.
Well, I mean, what bad hire has he made?
Well, I mean, he's made some bad decisions.
With contracts of guys that at that time, listen, here's what he has to understand, especially with Kentucky football. Like, if guy comes in, I know what he was trying to do, but, where Stoops was winning and he win 10 games, you think, these people are after him. Let's be honest. Even when Stoops was winning 10 games, there weren't a lot of schools really beating down the doors to get Mark Stoops.
Yeah.
There really wasn't. And then understand, hey, if we find the guy, you've got to work out contracts, but you can't put in things in there where the buyout is outrageous. The day, how many days you had to pay is outrageous. If somebody wants to leave, they're going to leave.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And to me, this is, as I saw it, it was like an aha thing. It's like, man, we don't ever talk about Barnhart. Like, we very rarely. I mean, during the Cal stuff we kind of did with
the bad thing is
video.
It's not even Stoops' buyout, which is like $38 million. If his assistant coaches, they have buyouts that they're guaranteed to pay. It's actually going to cost about $44 by the time you pay off the assistants.
Well, I mean, again, it goes back to the
But
whole,
you have to.
You have to figure it out.
Because if you don't.
At this point, there's been so many scapegoats and like people getting fired.
If you let Stoops hang around because you don't want to pay his buyout, whenever you finally decide to pay the buyout, UK football will be worse off than when Stoops took the job.
I know.
That's where it's heading.
That's what we're trying to avoid.
Yes.
And again, I think Stoops is a fine head coach. I think he could be a fine head coach again. I just don't know if his heart's in it. I mean, at the end of the day, the results aren't there. And you're getting paid a lot of money. And I mean, I hate calling for coaches' jobs. I really do. I hate that. But at the end of the day, the dude's making a ton of money, and the results are not there.
Where else could you be in college football with the big boys?
In any job. In any job.
In the SEC, where you go 4-8 last year, you're probably going to go 3-9 this year, and you're making $9.5 million. You're getting over $1 million a win in over 2 years.
And there's people out there that are saying, well, he should just step down. He should do the right thing. Would you step down?
No.
Why would you step down from a job where you're getting paid that much money and they can't fire you?
I would go and work out a deal, and I've said this all along. Don't give him $38 million in 60 days. You go to him and say, hey, we're going to take this 30. We're going to Bobby Bonilla you.
Yeah,
we're going to have Mark Stoops Day in the and we're going to give you $6 million over the next 15 years.
That's fair.
And now all of a sudden you're taking 38 million. I can live with that. We're going to make Mark Stoops Bobby Bonilla Day in Kentucky. That may be the only way you get out of this.
You might be right. We'll pause it right there for Karen Gross, realtor with RE/MAX Professional Realty Group. Your dream is her mission. Give her a call at 270-315-9810. Find her at KarenGross.net. It's live at 5-1027 The Game.
The attorneys at Foreman Watson Holtree have handled hundreds of commercial trucking cases. We know how a serious injury from a truck wreck can change your life forever. If you've been injured, the attorney you choose to represent you is critical. Put our reputation and resources to work for you. Let us fight your battles and wage your wars. Find out why FWH Legal is an award-winning personal injury law firm. Foreman, Watson, to you, committedlegal.com.
This fall on the road at Bass, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, power meets unbeatable savings. Don't wait. Right now, get 3.9% financing for 72 months and 15% off MSRP on select new Ram models.
Strength, speed, or family power, we've got your ride this season of adventure.
The Driving the Fall sales event, only at Bass Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Your deal, your ride, don't miss it. Enjoy the ride.
And strives to be generationally sustainable for years to come. They are one of the leading manufacturers of wire and cable used in the transmission and distribution of electricity. Southwire delivers power to millions of people around the world. Their mission to be a preferred provider of solutions to the electrical industry by providing innovative products and services with exceptional quality and delivering on our promises. They also are proud supporters of all Hancock County athletics. Go Hornets!
Sports Country is celebrating 10 years. In the last 10 years, we've seen the rise of social media, a pandemic, and in sports, we saw the rise of new rivalries, the creation of the transfer portal. For Sports Country, they saw a location change in Owensboro and the addition of a second location in Bowling Green. Sports Country says thank you for supporting them for 10 years as they celebrate all month long. Sports Country, 317 Park Plaza Drive, behind Shammy's Car Wash, Owensboro's #1 sports fan store. Search for them on Facebook for events and specials.
It's game on every weekday from 5 to 8 in the morning with Unsportsmanlike. Brought to you by Floor Concepts. Catch Evan, Canty, and Michelle breaking down the biggest stories, the boldest takes, and the realest reactions only on 102.7 The Game. Your home for ESPN Radio. Unsportsmanlike delivers the passion every true sports fan craves. Brought to you by Floor Concepts, where design meets durability. That's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings 5 to 8 only on 102.7 The Game.
Looking for a financial partner you can trust? Look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
And now, more Live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here in the Floor Concept Studios. Time to jump into our Owensboro Health Football Top 10. Big shout out to our friends over at Owensboro Health, supporters and pretty much everything we do now.
They got the Big Pink Mike Project coming up right here on Thursday, 3 to 6, I think is what it is. And it ought to be a lot of fun and some great silent auctions you can come out and auction off, including a 10-year bottle of Pappy.
Yeah,
Pappy.
Got a nice cooker of deliciousness, a variety pack.
That I'm looking for. I might have to
seasoning in there.
I'm gonna put something in on that one.
Old 60 tickets there for their New Year's concert.
WKU basketball signed by their head basketball coach, women's basketball coach, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, man. Those 60's new album is going to drop in October, so they'll be red hot come New Year's Eve at the Owensboro Sports Center. Let's move it now to the top 10 and start with Edmonson County, who has worked their way back to the top 10, a team I just can't get right in the picks.
I can't either.
I don't think I've picked Edmonson County right in the picks since like week 1.
Yeah, I think I picked Grayson and got that one right. Missed every other one.
They've kind of had my number, but Butler, they get a big win over Butler County in a furious fourth quarter comeback, a pick 6 touchdown, helped put them over the top.
I think they were 1 point ahead of Tell City in the
voting.
In the voting,
yeah. Tell City, man, the injury bug has bit them. I wouldn't be surprised to see the marksman jump back in before all said and done. But you look at Edmonson, though, man. Win over Butler in district. They played hard to within a touchdown.
Yes.
So what you have here in the next 2 games, 3 weeks, because you got to bye in the middle, is 2 big opportunities. Starting with LaRue this week. And then a bye, and then a dare.
I think they can get LaRue.
I mean, we'll see. LaRue just beat a dare. I was thinking that, too. And then I was like, well, LaRue beat a dare.
I know.
So maybe it's on the table. Edmonson County still plenty of football left for a chance to play for a playoff spot. I wanted to mention an under-the-radar cat for the Wildcats, right? How about senior defensive tackle Hunter Kinzer, 7 tackles for loss and 3 sacks. And that defensive line, Coach Vessel's got a lot out of them last year, and you see it again this year. A lot of production.
Yeah, they're really playing well, and especially him playing really well.
Yeah, 7 tackle for loss there, a big defensive tackle. Let's move it to McLean County at number 9. They're sitting at 3-3 on the season, coming off a tough loss to Davis County, 29-20, but a game where they competed well. Bolden was a little under the weather, so Charles Walker jumps off the page with 18 carries, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns. And, we get a big-time game coming up this week with Fort Campbell. It's a district game and a game you want to win for playoff positioning.
Yeah, it's a must-win. It's an absolute must-win for them, I think, because if you win that one, then you really set up next week's game against Hancock for a home playoff game. But, this is a team, I know they're 3-3. I love that they beat up their schedule a little bit this year. I know Bowdoin was under the weather. Davis County was also missing Jace Hunt for most of that game.
They were.
That's what football is. It's all about how you handle next man up.
Yep.
But this is a team, I think, that I look for them to handle their business with Fort Knox, and then that'll set up a really great matchup on a Thursday night out there where Live at 5 will be there in a tailgate show thanks to Hancock County Farm Supply.
Yeah, and to me, that's the game right there, right? I mean, you don't want to overlook this week because it is a 3-3 team coming in, but you got Stratton in the top 5 in the state in tackles as 98 on the season there for the Cougars.
That's going to be the Harris Group stats tomorrow's top 10 tacklers in the region.
And spoiler alert, he's going to be right there at the top, right? Number 8, you got Muhlenberg County, 4-2 on the season. Tough district loss, though. One that I thought was on the table for them, especially if you wanted to make a playoff appearance. 23-21 loss to Marshall. But Hawker, 11 carries, 96 yards, and a score. Baskerville got a couple touchdown receptions. Just couldn't quite get them there. Two-point difference. Field goal was the difference in the game for Marshall County.
You think about this. I mean, they were right there with Apollo. Had the big fumble that kind of changed the game a little bit. You're right there. But it did. Now it forces you. The only hope you got is that, like Graves.
There's a little tie or something.
Yeah, Graves and Marshall and Muhlenberg all beat each other, and then you end up with a tie there at with one win. And then, it becomes RPI. Now, or you got to go off and pull up an upset.
Yeah.
Now it's a must-win against Graves when you play them.
And you got Madisonville coming up this week, so it's you got your work cut out for you if you're Muhlenberg. But so far, 4-2, better than we had them, I think, in the ceiling and
without a doubt
at this point. At the number 7 spot is the Hancock County Hornets, 4-2. Lost to Union 21-14, and they've got Owensboro Catholic this week. Our Southwire Hornet of the week coming off a nice game as usual. Ross Powers, a pedestrian, 12 tackles for him.
Yeah, a little lower than normal for him, but no, I mean, I know it was a tough loss, but I thought they played rather well against them. I was expecting I had Union County winning that game at a little bit bigger score than 7. I know Hancock kind of scored late to make it 7 and went from there, but this is a team I think for where they're going to be for me right now. I don't know if I'd had them 4-2 in my guess, and because one I didn't have them beating Tell City.
I was thinking maybe 3-3 at this point. So they're still exceeding expectations.
Yeah, I think so. And I think Eubanks has done a good job, and this is a team that I'm really looking forward. And they're going to be heavy underdogs this weekend. This Friday night against Catholic. I don't know how that's going to go, but you just got to get through this one and then get that home playoff game because. You look at it now with the way that with Murray gone now and some of that, I think our district could win maybe 3 of the top 4 playoff games in that crossover.
I agree. The playoffs win is certainly on the table for me for Hancock this week. It should be about limiting possessions. I mean, it's got to be trying to.
You should never snap the ball with less than 2 seconds, with more than 2 seconds on the play clock.
The problem is your boy Volpe just went yard. That's not a problem. I just saw
Volpe going yard.
Volpe,
way to hit his back, Crochet. Nice job. That's
Volpe
great.
Knocks one out of the park for the Yankees. They lead at 1-0. But the bad thing is Catholic goes tempo. So even as much as you can try to control the tempo when you're on offense. I mean, I'm telling you right now, the Aces offense that I've seen the last 2 weeks, they're running plays where I can even get the stats written down.
Maybe you have to have a lot of guys cramp up so you slow it down. Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss job over there.
No doubt. No, it'll be a big one for the Hornets this week. At the 6th spot is the Davis County Panthers sitting 3-3.
I would have promised you this. Hold on. I will promise you this. There is not a soul in the ESPN Owensboro area except maybe Q Wallace who had Davis County after 6 games being number 6 in the Owensboro Health Top 10.
No.
Nobody.
No, and to be honest with you, I think they're sticking around. They got 0-6 Central Hardin this week. I know Jace Hunt was banged up. Mm-hmm. So either way, though, I think with or without Jace Hunt, I think they go into this game favorites against Central Hardin.
I'm going to be disappointed if they don't have a home playoff game.
I know, isn't that nuts? Or circling back to the Brandon era, and it's he was in the Brandon coaching staff. He's taken back that helm for Q Wallace.
I remember.
And to be clear, I don't want to throw shade on Q. He's put his own stamp on this thing. He just came from that tree. But the number one thing is you're getting back to what the program's used to, and that's winning and having home playoff games.
I remember us like 3 years ago sitting there when we were doing our floor and ceiling. We're like, hey, Davis County is probably going to be 0-5 the first 5 games of the year, but don't sleep on them because they just everybody was new. You literally had, a wide receiver playing quarterback.
Yep.
Give them time. This is a good defense. And they end up that year going 5-5 or 4-6 and having a home play
in the playoffs
and beat North Hardin. So there you go.
Yeah. So that's the kind of year I think you're looking at if you're Davis County, which, I mean, coming off what the last season was just disjointed. It just was. It wasn't Davis County football. I think you got to be thrilled that you're back to that. Your home playoff game is certainly on the table.
They got Hardin and Meade, right? The next
Central
2 games?
Hardin, bye week, Meade County
At home.
Yeah.
Both of them. No, Hardin's on the road.
Hardin's
on the road. Meade's at home.
Meade's at home. And so you're
going to be 5-3.
5-3.
You're going to be 5-3.
I mean, that you're dancing out there at 5-3. How about Central Hardin's really struggled to throw the ball. They only throwing it. They're only averaging 148 total yards a game, but they're only throwing it for like 70 yards a game. So this Davis County run defense led by Parker Higginbottom, 62 tackles, leads the team from the D line.
That's pretty good.
Like he's having a first team all area
without
type
a
of
doubt.
season. And then Hunter Corbin on the defense, 60 tackles. Logan Cantrell in the backfield a lot with 3 sacks. And McGrath, 4 interceptions. So this defense looks kind of like the Q Wallace defense that we've saw over the years. Coach Renfro and company getting it done on the offensive side with that little zone read, and it's working out pretty well for the Panthers. Roberts obviously having a great season there at the running back spot for them. When we come back, we'll look at our Owensboro Health Top 5. It's live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
It's truck season at Champion Ford, and that means big savings on America's #1 selling trucks. Take command of the legendary 2025 F-150, just $44,990 with 0.9% APR, or lease for $499 a month with 0 down, or choose the powerhouse 2025 Ford F-250 Super Cab 4x4, $5,400 off MSRP. Hunting season, tailgating season, truck season, only at Champion Ford in Owensboro. ChampionOwensboro.com.
Backed by popular demand, Legendary Pools and Spas by John Morais is here. If John has built your pool or spa in the past and it needs service, repairs, or just a little attention, he's ready to take care of you. He'd love to hear from his former customers, and if you're new, now is the perfect time to see why his work is legendary. Call Legendary Pools and Spas by John Morais at 270-316-1007. Reconnecting with customers, one pool at a time.
Hey, it's Johnny Calhoun of Calhoun's Barbershop. Come see us at 452 East 18th Street. We're here early, Monday through Friday, 7 to 5:30, Saturday, 7 to noon. And as always, we don't want to be everybody's barber. We just want to be your barber at Calhoun's Barbershop.
Remember what Halloween was like when you were a kid? Ghostly Productions has decorations, animatronic props, and even collectibles, capturing the vibes of vintage Halloween and making it a memorable shopping experience for both you and your kids.
Protect what matters most with Home Mutual Insurance. Whether it's your home, your car, business, or life insurance, we've got you covered. Stop by 532 Main Street in Tell City or call 812-547-2363 for a free quote. Home Mutual Insurance, your trusted local provider.
Looking for your dream home? Look no further. Ethan Myers at Fairway Realty is your key to a personalized home buying experience. Ethan ensures a smooth and stress-free journey to home ownership. Don't wait. Call Ethan Myers at Fairway Realty today and unlock the door to your future.
The Hancock County Library is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have activities for all ages. Visit hcplky.org today or call 270-927-6760. Hancock County Public Library, keeping you connected.
Step into the unique world of Don's Consignment. Jewelry, furniture, new mattresses, and so much more. Need quick cash? Buy, sell, or trade here. Find us on Breckenridge Street or call 270-685-5015. At Don's Consignment, every deal is a discovery.
Back to school time means busy calendars, morning commutes, and
Mom, chill. I don't feel so good.
the back to school sniffles. Fortunately, Owensboro Health Urgent Care is here with 5 convenient locations across Kentucky. Use the On My Way app to shorten your wait time and get your family back on track quickly.
I'm ready for practice, Mom.
For life's ups and downs, choose Owensboro Health Urgent Care. Schedule a virtual visit at owensborohealth.org/urgent care.
Local sports at its finest, live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here in the Floor Concept Studios.
I will say, I'm glad you brought up Davis County's tackles because I got to go back and redo the stylings. They must have updated or added some defensive tackles in there. I
noticed that their defensive stats weren't in there for some of the games early on.
Yeah,
so I think they're going back and correcting.
Yeah, because when I was looking at it, it was they weren't there, so I didn't get change the top 10.
Tell you what, if you search around and look at these stats. I mean, they don't. Some teams don't make much sense. I'm just going to be honest.
No.
It's not quite like baseball where everybody gets a double for every ground ball single that's played on an error, but or stolen bases. Anything. It's not quite to that level. But I mean, I'm looking at some of these and I'm like, okay, I see here you said you gave up this amount of run yards, and I'm looking at this team and they're saying they had double that. So
right.
Which one is it? And so when I'm going through and calculating how good your run defense is when I'm trying to break a game down on a Friday, I'm like, maybe I'm going to start adding it up on their opponent's side instead of what you're listing on
Listen,
there.
I mean, I will say this. There are the tackles aren't quite as bad as like softball stolen bases and baseball stolen bases.
Some tackles,
where you
everybody on defense gets a
right. I mean, where you get
tackle.
Yeah, like where you get like if you've seen it. There really was a team last year. Or 2 years ago in softball, where they give it up like 197 runs, and the pitcher had an 0.10 ERA. Did anybody not have a glove?
Yeah, nobody was playing the field.
Then there was another one where they had like 250 stolen bases as a team, and he scored like 20 runs all year long. Like what the heck?
Get that big hit, get him in. Still first, second. Just couldn't get the hit to get him in.
Or you get picked off, and then the next person draws a walk, steals first and second, gets picked off.
Strange.
I mean, I don't know how it works.
Weird, but. Nevertheless, we get into the top 5 where the Apollo Eagles are sitting, and they host 1-5 Graves this week. It's a pseudo playoff game for them, and Graves coming off a really good performance, 23-20 win over Madisonville, and we've covered Graves long enough from a distance to know that that's a good football program. I know they're 1-5, but you can't ever just say, "Oh, it's a win over Graves." You just can't do it. I mean, even you said when Owensboro went down there,
they took Paducah Tillman to overtime, who's in the top 10 in 4A.
Yeah, this isn't a game where you just pencil Apollo in. They're going to have a hard time, running the football. But here's the thing. Here's what I noticed that I think it's a good matchup for Apollo.
Pass defense.
I was going to say the Eagles. The pass defense for Graves is not great.
No, it's even against Owensboro, they handled the run for the most part pretty well. Owensboro threw it all over them. This is a Max Johnson going for 400-yard type of game.
Yeah, and yesterday I said, I wanted to see. I thought going into the year, I thought we would see Apollo's offense up in the high 30s, probably near 40 a game, and it's been at 26 points per game. It's not been the yardage. Like if you look at the yardage is good. I mean, they're right at the top as one of the best passing offenses in the state. They're running it for darn near 100 a game.
Here's the thing.
Just you're not punching the ball in the end zone.
20-20, Apollo's been really good. Even against Heritage Hills when they got blown out, 20-20, they were awesome. This is what it comes down to. If you're Apollo, if you don't win this game, more than likely, if you make the playoffs, you're going to Bowling Green in round 1.
Yeah.
If you win this game, now you're looking at going to Barron County, and that's a game you can go down there and win and get a playoff win. This is a huge game for Apollo down the line to kind of get a playoff win and get that monkey off your back.
You got Graves, Madisonville, Marshall, and Davis County. When we look back a month from now, and we look back on these last four games, I think the point total, they're going to need to be around 35 to 40 a game to be where they want to be.
I'll tell you this. At the beginning of the year, I'd already penciled in that's a win for Apollo when they played Davis County that last game. Not so fast, my friend. That's got an interesting look to it.
Every week is a challenge for the Eagles. Because, I mean, Graves is not no throwaway. And I'll tell you right now, Marshall County's not a throwaway.
No. Those are the 2 games you got to win.
Right, I agree. But, like, if you look at their schedule, man, there's not like a layup on the whole schedule.
No, this was the year that John was supposed to soften the schedule a little bit.
And just so happens all the teams they scheduled in are having good years. So it's like, it's just one of those
and
deals.
That's one of the reasons.
Tough.
That's one of the reasons, too, where they're at. You look at who has beat them. They've lost to Heritage Hills. They've lost to Catholic. They've lost to Owensboro. You've lost to Murray. I mean, that's 4 really tough losses.
No doubt.
And 3 of them are in our area. We haven't got to them yet, and we're at number 5 in the poll.
Yeah, you're talking about, in the top 3 of the classifications for each one of those teams.
Yes.
So it's not been an easy schedule, but I will say Apollo has competed well. 26 points per game, 246 passing yards. Pretty good for that offense. Just need to punch it in the end zone a little more consistently. For Henderson, they're sitting at number 4, 3-2 on the year. They're right there with Davis County as a little bit of a surprise to me. I just thought this team would really struggle to find an identity. Coach has come in, man, and he's a winner. And so he's put that stamp, and you got Belt throwing it around now. They've rotated some backs. It's been a different guy every week going for 100 yards, but they're getting it done. And they travel to George Rogers Clark this week, 4-2. George, it'll be a tough one to pick.
Yeah, it will be a tough one. And listen, Henderson always plays a tough schedule. You look at who they've played. It's been a very tough schedule. But once again, he even said at Media Day, it's all set up for games, 7, 8, 9. Those are the 3 district games, and that's all that matters. Like we could be 0-6 if it sets us up to win 7, 8, 9, and you don't worry. Then you got Owensboro. Who cares? So, and if you look at
philosophy,
look at that district, and you look at McCracken, and you look at Hoptown, and you look at Christian County, it's wide open.
Yeah, no, they should win it. I mean, Henderson should win it. I mean, McCracken, I don't know.
I got to see if you're going to McCracken, because the only place you start farther down in 6A football is probably McCracken.
Yeah, you're right on that.
And in Hoptown's not bad. Now, it's normally like a 4A school, but they're pretty good.
Yeah, that is true. Hoptown is having a much better season. At the 3 spot is Catholic. They're sitting 5-1 on the year. And, man, I tell you what, they're coming off a 61-7 win over Mayo. Jermel Carruthers the last 2 weeks. I think is the Jermel Carruthers you're going to see moving forward. 600 passing yards in the last 2 weeks. He's done really well. 8 touchdowns to only 1 interception through that time. And I'll tell you, off that interception may have been his biggest moment of the season, where he responded, took him down in a minute, and scored a touchdown to erase that pick-6 interception that he threw. I think it was a big growing up moment. And then Xavier Maddox, man, over the last 2 weeks.
I will say
11 catches, 310, 4 touchdowns.
I've got to apologize to Xavier Maddox out there, because, listen, if there's a kid that deserves a player of the week,
we got to get him one.
Well, yeah, the problem this week, we had done a lot of spring or fall sports, other sports, because of the regional golf championships.
Yeah, they were already done.
And so we had those. Yeah. Xavier, I mean, the numbers you put up, I know I should have changed it.
Jermel could be there too.
He could.
Jermel, has had 2 incredible.
I don't know
weeks.
what Maddox has to do for us to name the Independence Bank Player of the Week. He does.
And we gave him co-player of the game. He's always having to share it and everything else. I mean, he's just a good player. Get him the ball in space, and he'll roll for you. I think that tempo this week in Maddox is in store for another good game this week. Their defense has a chance to build some momentum, going into district playing for the rest of the season. A guy that's not getting talked about on our broadcast enough. He just does everything he's supposed to do.
Is this the right name, though?
And does everything right? Oh, yeah, this is the right name.
I'm just saying, are you going to give me the right name?
I hope so,
okay.
Or you might punch me. It's your family. I'm talking about Evans, man, out there. Jude, 6.5 tackles for a loss. And I feel like we don't mention him on the broadcast very much just because he's doing what he's supposed to do.
That's what he does. I mean, he's averaging over 10 tackles a game, playing really well. You're coming in, you're in a no-win situation. You got to come in and be the guy that replaces Vince Carrico. Well, but he does it a different. But he does. Yeah. But he does it a different way. His is more about speed. He's very stout. He's just not the biggest kid in the world.
I think what it is, when I'm calling a game,
you don't see the gold cleats.
I don't see the gold cleats.
I told him before the season started
because there's always a pile, and I give the guy that's like on the outside of the pile. I can see the back of his number. And I'm like, yeah, it's Reese Sims.
I told Keith before the season started. Listen, if Jude's going to play middle linebacker, he's got to wear gold cleats, and then Steve will see him.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
I think that's what it is.
And you get left out. It's all your fault, Keith.
I feel like I'm just not mentioning him enough.
It's all your
fault.
On
the broadcast. Edge and Conkrite have 5 each, and then Sims with 2 interceptions. Let's move it to Owensboro. We got to go here. Owensboro 4-2. Devils have won 4 straight now, and I voted them number 1. We'll get to that in a second. I don't want that to take the whole discussion here, but you got 3-3 Marshall County. Mm-hmm. And they're heavily favored, a bye, and then Muhlenberg. Mm-hmm. So for the next couple of weeks, about staying healthy and getting prepared.
Muhlenberg and Marshall County, you're going to have running clocks. Yeah, you got 3 weeks to get ready for Madisonville, and that's what the whole season comes down to.
Yeah, I agree. And, Jackson James, 6 sacks. Conrad and Clark living in the backfield, too. That defensive line really taking hold. I think you'll see those guys continue to add to that over the next few weeks. But I voted them number 1. This was very close. This is one of the closest late season.
No, it's the closest vote we've ever had. Yeah, 11
6 to
voters.
5?
11 voters. 6 people had Heritage Hills number 1. 5 had Owensboro number 1. So it ended up being a 1-point difference in the totals.
Yeah, and I mean, I look at those first 2 games with St. X and Cal, and no one in this poll's beaten them. Either one of those teams.
No, and I would love to see where Owensboro is. You would wish that maybe you got to play St. X and Cal now.
Oh, yeah.
And see what the difference would be in the growth of this team.
Yeah, and I was trying to tell people after 2 weeks, don't jump off the ship yet. There's still a lot of football left to be played, and it's no disrespect to Heritage Hills. I'd love to see that matchup.
Oh, I would too.
I know this isn't like a head-to-head poll; it's a pound-for-pound poll. But when you start to get to the deep water, where it's like, I can't decide, then it kind of comes to that.
Oh, without a doubt.
And I don't know who we're picking. Owensboro Heritage Hills this Friday night.
Who am I picking?
Yeah, I'm not putting you on the spot.
I think I would go Heritage. But I've seen them play a bunch. I've seen them play multiple times.
Yeah, man, it's an interesting, theoretical matchup. The Heritage Hills is at number 1.
What do we got to get the Rhodes and Rhodes?
Rhodes and Rhodes play. They're all in the fall sports except a few of them.
Yes.
And D. Mart Jr. is your Rhodes and Rhodes player of the week, 14 of 17, 196 yards and 3 touchdowns.
And 1 rushing touchdown too, 4 total. Unbelievable game, playing so efficient.
Full command of the offense, and to me, he's been the difference on that Owensboro.
It's like a coach's son.
Yeah,
I mean, imagine
soccer,
that.
Right? Yeah, maybe a guy that maybe played in the NFL, son, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's move it to Heritage Hills, who's 5-1. Tough loss to Gibson Southern. We know about. We got Mount Vernon, North Posey, and Boonville to close out. That was a 9-game season over there. And you look at senior Tyler Raven, 6.5 tackles for a loss. Peyton Gray, 4 interceptions. I think the rest of the way, you're looking at big numbers for Heritage Hills.
Oh, I think so too.
It's not an easy schedule. Mount Vernon's 4-2. Boonville's decent. North Posey's pretty good, but it's a different level when you talk about.
But it's also
Heritage
a chance right here for Heritage Hills is it's all about the one that I do like about Indiana. Everybody making the playoffs. If you got a guy that's banged up, like if you're playing Apollo, that's an important game against Grays because it's district. Not everybody's going to make it. Heritage Hills, if you got a couple, because they had a couple linemen get banged up against Gibson Southern, a couple of their linemen, and so there's opportunities to, hey, we're going to hold you out here and get you ready for the sectional tournament.
You have to be ready for week 1. Well, I say that. I mean,
depends on the draw.
The draw does come out a little before, but yeah, you never know. You might have to be ready to go in a really tough game out of the gate, which, again, it circles back to that blind draw, which never going to get my head around that. But
Me either.
Heritage Hills stays number 1 this week.
Barely.
In defeat. Barely. We'll see how it plays out. Style points may matter the rest of the way. I said it wouldn't change last week.
No, I think there's a possibility.
Hadn't changed yet, but we're getting closer.
They got to change one voter's mind.
I don't know that you're going to. Heritage Hills, I think they're going to be a buzzsaw from here on out, man. We'll
yeah, but so is Owensboro possibly. No, Owensboro beat Madisonville. That may jump them.
That may do it. You're right. That's the game to watch, and that's a whole month away. So we'll try to keep it entertaining till then. We'll come back, give away a lot of fall sports player of the week. It's live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
Step into luxury at Daniel's Cigar Lounge on Highway 54. Discover the largest humidor of the tri-state area within our newly remodeled and expanded lounge. Now open Monday through Thursday 11 to 8, Friday and Saturday 11 to 10, and Sunday 1 to 6. It's the perfect place to slow down and relax. Daniel's Cigar Lounge on Highway 54. Smoke, sip, socialize.
Make the most of every lawn with Kubota commercial landscaping equipment. From the productivity-boosting Z700 series mower to the reliable SVL track loader. It's a lineup built to get the job done right. Because when your reputation is on the line, you need equipment that will never let you down. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. Check us out today at Hagen's Outdoor Equipment with 3 locations to serve you. Highway 54 in Philpott, Salem Drive in Owensboro, and Power Machinery on Highway 41 in Hanson. We appreciate your business.
Moonlight barbecue down Parish Avenue in Owensboro town, and for miles and miles around they talk about those buffets, fish, ribs, and chicken too. Moonlight barbecue, try their delicious burger. You'll see what I mean. All the meat's good and lean. They've made Owensboro the barbecue capital of the world. Come on down and bring the whole crew to Moonlight Barbecue.
Moonlight Barbecue on West Parish Avenue in Owensboro.
The 172nd Spencer County Fair opens this Wednesday, October 1st in Grandview, Indiana. It's kids and pageant night. The first 100 kids through the gates get a free $25 ride bracelet. Enter the fun on the farm pageant, ages 0 to 21, plus motocross and ATV racing in the arena and thrilling $30 helicopter rides. Gates open at 5, just north of the Natcher Bridge. Follow the signs. For details, visit SpencerCountyFair.com or follow us on Facebook.
Local sports at its finest, live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here in the Floor Concept Studios, getting set to hand it over to the Yankees and Red Sox, which will be coming on right when we go off here. Yankees,
and that will lead into the Dodgers Reds. We had the light game tonight too.
Got a great schedule on the
same thing tomorrow,
today, man. Looking forward to the schedule throughout the postseason, and the Yankees lead at 3-0 after 3 or 1-0 after 3. Excuse me. Let's move it to golf really quick. Give some Player of the Weeks away for Owensboro Catholic.
Oh, real quick, something came on the text line.
Yeah.
Rim and Evie are listening, so hello to Rim and Evie on the
awesome.
Green River Area Federal Credit Union text line.
Rim and Evie.
Hope y'all are feeling better. I know y'all have been sick.
Man, it's been going around the Evans house.
It has. It has.
Let's give away some Player of the Weeks really quick.
I'm all for it.
Got Owensboro Catholic Player of the Week, the Catholic Boys Golf Regional Champs, as we covered last week. You got Davis County's champion forward, Panther of the Week, going to the girls golf regional champions. Yeah, 4 in a row. Getting it done. And then Cy Tudor, who I completely botched last week. Misread it. It was written terrible, Cy.
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault. Muhlenberg's Player of the Week, Sacramento Deposit Bank, Cy Tudor, individual champion.
Yes.
Big time.
Yeah, and then big time. And then on top of that, how about we'll stay in the golf.
Okay. All right.
How about the Green River Area Federal Credit Union Henderson Colonel of the Week? How about as Merrill Grogan, the Region 2 Girls Champion?
Yeah, so we got the boys and the girls champion covered there, and we'll move it over to Grayson County. We're regional runner-up there, right? Courtesy of Above All Roofing, Eli Cox. So they're covering a lot of ground here. And then Ohio County's Hawkins-Abney Player of the Week will be Blair Vender, qualifying for state there as well. So,
and I think it's Ellie Cox.
I apologize.
Yeah, not Eli. Eli.
It is. It is.
I think it's Ellie Cox.
It is. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Ellie. It's Steve. You know how that goes with names.
If I screw your name up, though, you've made it.
You have made it.
Right? I mean, that's the thing.
Yes.
I mean, it seems to be. I mean, I don't know. Ask Carruthers. You know, you can go down the line. Yesterday, Johnston. I mean, the list goes on and on. I'll try not to screw anymore. I'm going to let you do the Tell City one because I'll screw that up.
Oh, okay. So you got the Tell City Football Boosters Marksman of the Week, Lydia Hollenden.
Yep. That's it.
Cross country. She finished fourth. She finished 4th place in the Lincoln Trail, and maybe our first cross country player of the week.
It's awesome.
But finished 4th place in the big Lincoln Trail cross country invitational.
And I love these fall sport winners. And no disrespect to Catholic Boys Golf, who deserves it. But if we don't give Xavier Maddox one or Jermel Carruthers one pretty soon, I mean, you're going to shut fall sports down again.
Yes.
I'm just telling you. Girls soccer goes to Apollo or L&I Insurance Egal of the Week. Laney Rhodes, a goal and 2 assists. It's a tough season for the Egals, but they're coming off a win over McLean County. Move it over to volleyball. Speaking of McLean, Our Lady Cougar of the Week brought to you by Sacramento Deposit Bank. Annie Shelton, 44 digs, 8 aces, 2 straight wins there for the Lady Cougars. Wins over Union and Hoptown. Breckenridge County, VFW Post 58-30. Our Lady Fighting Tiger of the Week, Claire Tate, 16 kills, 25 assists, 8 digs, 2-0 week. And, hey, the Fighting Tigers are a 3rd region title contender.
They are a 3rd region title
They're
contender. They
bit.
are. They're playing well.
Years
Claire's
ago,
won right there.
Yeah.
Talking about stat stuffer.
Yeah, man, they're getting it done in every category. And they're the number 1 seed there, 6-0 in the 11th district. Let's move it over to Trinity. Foreman Watson Holtry, a Player of the Week there will be Ava Coombs, 18 kills, 10 blocks. Did get a big win over Hancock County last night, and they host Butler County in 12th district action tonight.
They need to get a win. They need to get a 12th district win down there tonight.
Yeah, no,
that's what they need to
definitely need to get and they just lost a heartbreaker to Grayson, so they're right there in the mix with Grayson, Butler, and Edmondson. I still think the Lady Raiders are safe safe, air quotes, when it comes to making a regional tournament appearance.
I think they're going to make it.
Yeah. I think they're
it.
favored over Butler and Edmondson. We'll find out tonight. So that gives you a little bulletin board material, Lady Bears. How about that?
There you go.
We got Yankees, Red Sox coming up next. Vic's been able to stay distracted with Live at 5, but the Yankees are on the board. 1-0. Runner on first for the Red Sox.
Go
We'll
Yanks.
hand it off to them next.
Go Yanks.
See you tomorrow Live at 5.
You've been listening to Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game. Special thanks to Foreman Watson Hultree for sponsoring the preceding broadcast. FWHlegal.com. Tune in next time for Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game.